Imperative of private media in sustainable development.
Keynote speaker, Professor Tony Iradia, erudite scholar and broadcast guru. Chairman, Professor Umar Pert, President, Society of Broadcasters, Nigeria, and Vice Chancellor, Federal University of Kashiri, Gombe State. Panelists, Chief Honorable Arthur C. Kalabo, Information and Communication Expert. Dr. Haka Tuwait, Lecturer, Public Relations, Media and Communication. Dr. Bekwele Lawrence DK, Lecturer, Marketing Communication and Public Relations. Opaka Dakuba, Chairman, South Nigerian Union of Journalists. Susan Serekara Nwikana, Chairperson, Nawach, River State. Chief Host, Dr. Chinyere Igwe, Esquire, FSM, FIMC, FNIMN, MNIM, ARPA, and IPPA. Chairman, Morrison Group. Date, 10th of March 2025. Venue, Dimeji Banquet Hall, Gay Place Hotel, Kilometer 5 East West Road by Obinkwere Flyover, Rumosi, Port Harcourt. Time is 11 a.m.
Call Kehinde Paul Obofadi on 0802 301 5728. That is 0802 301 5728 or info@atlanticnetwork.tv or info@wishfm995ph.com. You can also call Laurentia Ogu on 0818 344 6746. That is 0818 344 6746 or lead content at atlanticnetwork.tv. This is signed by management.
Welcome back, and thank you so much for staying with us. Here with me in the studio is Handover to God Luke. He's a socio-political analyst, and we're glad to have you join us today.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Let's go right into the discuss. 3-year-old drowns in water container in Abuja. 3-year-old Sonia Emmanuel drowned in a mini water container at her home in the Mbappe area of the Federal Capital Territory (FCT) on March 3, 2025, sources have confirmed. The sad incident occurred around 4 p.m. while the child's mother, Etalong Marina, was at the market. The toddler reportedly fell into the container while attempting to fetch water. She had been left in the care of her 10-year-old sibling. The child's uncle, Idu Simon, reported the incident to the Mape Police Division at approximately 6:30 p.m. The girl was taken to Jarrell Hospital in Mape, where she was pronounced dead on arrival. Sources familiar with the investigation stated that no foul play is suspected, and the family declined an autopsy. The police released the child's remains for burial. Police spokesperson SP Josephine Ade confirmed that an investigation is underway, stating the Federal Capital Territory Police Command is currently investigating a case of negligence involving a mother who is presently in custody. Ade explained that the mother left the 3-year-old with a 10-year-old child, and the younger child drowned while trying to fetch water. Commissioner of Police CP Olatunji Disu has directed the State Criminal Investigation Department to conduct a thorough investigation, and the case will be forwarded to the Directorate of Public Prosecution (DPP) for legal advice. CP Disu emphasized the importance of parental responsibility and supervision, warning against leaving children unattended. He reiterated the FCT Police Command's commitment to protecting vulnerable persons, particularly children, and assured that legal action will be taken in cases of parental neglect. This is a rather sad story coming from Abuja this morning. What are your thoughts on this report?
Yeah, I actually go through this story this as on my way coming, and it's actually really sad. Parenting is very, very important. A child that was coming to this world was because of the negligence of the mother, and that child is no more alive. So to me, I think what the state police command in Lagos and Abuja is actually doing is right. The reason is this: yeah, it's normal to say it's their child, but it's not just their child.
Right.
Because any child that is born into a nation has some importance why God has sent that child into that nation, and who knows what that child will become tomorrow. If it will be helpful or it will be this one that will bring a solution to the entire society. Right. So leaving the parents not being careful to take care of these children, being watchful by these children, leaving them carelessly under any guardian that is not capable enough to monitor that child is not really called for. So I think the mother, although is already, since the police command has already reminded her in the custody, I think they need to as well carefully interrogate her very well to get the real facts, even though it has been stated that the child, it was the 10 years, the other sibling 10 years was there. We also need to find out these 10 years, where was he or she when this child went drunk?
Now
we need to be careful
when we say we should ask where the 10-year-old,
because they said the mother left the child under the care
of a 10-year-old. Do you presume a 10-year-old a child?
To an extent, because the way children are getting mature these days, a 10-year-old child is capable of taking care of a 3-year-old. Number one, even though, especially if it is a female child, understand? Because the female child tended to be more careful than the male children when it comes to when they are growing up faster. So that is one thing they need to find out. And secondly, if considering the level of maturity of that 10-year-old child, that alone, if you as a mother, you should know the ability of this child, even though he's 10 years, how diligent he is in terms of being careful, in terms of in the aspect of domestic work in the house. How are you sure that this child will be able to monitor this little child before you leave in that child. If somebody can be 40 yet he's not mature in mind. Understand what I'm saying? So the mother, in the sense that why the police command need to interrogate her, maybe give her some level of punishment, is just number one, to enable other parents not to be negligent in terms of their responsibility. Because this child of 3 years, they are still infant, they are still innocent. They are not capable, they have not come to the stage where they can take responsibility of themselves. So it is, if your child, maybe the one that assumed to be 10 years, is not old enough, is not mature enough, there's a need to employ the help of a nanny to enable these children being taken good care of.
Right. Now, in certain westernized nations, you'd realize that the age from which a child can stay at home for the UK begins at 12, 13 years.
Yeah.
That you can say you leave a child alone at home. Now, in this story we are dealing with, in this report, you find out that you're not leaving, the 10-year-old wasn't just left at home. The 10-year-old was left to care for the 3 years old. Right. Now, which begs the question of the responsibilities parents give to children. I want us to talk about that. Right. You find out that I did read a report where it was said that certain children have now become adults overnight because their parents are busy. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, just like I said earlier, that leaving a child of 3 years under the care of a 10-year-old child depends on the level of maturity of that child. If that of 10 years, because when you are with children in the house, you understand the way they attend to things in the house, the way you raise them up matters a lot. That children of 10 years that cannot even sweep the floor because of the way the parents train them, because the nanny does eventually everything. So, but for you to leave a child of 3 years under the care of that of 10 years, it should be able to know that this child that I'm leaving, this baby, under his care or her care, will be able to take care of this child. Sometimes maybe it has been, that child has been always in the care of that 10-year-old.
This is probably like a one-off event.
Yes, that's been. Now, maybe suddenly, maybe this particular one, maybe it could be maybe does off, maybe he wants to do something else and just allow the child to be moving around. Because the child of 3 years going to fetch water, that means within that family, they have been kind of doing things. For a child of 3 years to know that they needed, what would the child of 3 years need water for?
Now, why we put that in thought of what the child would have needed water for, whether the child is playing around the drum area and the water container and all of that. I want us to look at what the police said about the lady being in custody. Now, a 10-year-old is now left alone to handle this trauma. The mother has been arrested. She went to the market possibly to, get something for the children, to still cook. What are your thoughts as regards the figure of a father in all of this situation?
Well, that of the father, if likely, it depends the time as of when this thing happened. Because from the information we got, it's around 4:30 p.m. I said thereabout. Right. Now, at that moment, we don't expect the father to be at home, except he closes from work before that time. But if it's a man that is maybe doing his own personal business, as of 4:30, he's not expected to be at home that time.
So why do you think there are no provisions made for somebody to stay with his children, given that the father is booked? And
that is what I'm saying. For that to leave that child under the care of that 10-year-old, this is not the first time. And one thing you must also consider when they are doing the investigation is that what is the depth of that water for? Because a child of 3 years you are talking about now is not even, if you want to look at the highest that child of 3 years has grown, it should be not up to this height at most. Understand? So what is the drum that the child went to fetch that water that fell in and drowned? What is the height of that drum? You must consider that one too. Because even if there's water there and that child fell in, with the weight of that child alone is capable to pull that little thing, whatever container that child went to fetch water with.
Depends on how big the drum is.
So if it's a drum that is, the height is up to this level, that means what they are saying is false. Because a child of 3 years cannot dip his hand. Understand? Talking about a child of 3 years, it's just still a child that is still at the point of...
It's possible that the child is tippy-toeing to get the water and fell into the drum.
Maybe he climbed on something and he fell in.
Right.
But because, why is that? Because he has been washing them, fetching water in that particular, using that pattern to fetch water. Because children are very whatever they see you do, whatever they see, whatever they capture you do,
right,
it sink into them. Whenever you left, just like when you're operating your TV, once you drop the remote, the child goes to the remote.
You know, now, do you think the father should share responsibility as regards the police saying that the woman has been arrested? Shouldn't the father also be arrested?
Just like you just said before, where the father is supposed to come in here. Number one, the father is not supposed to be arrested. Why? In the first place, why? Because it is a duty of the woman.
Why is it a duty of a woman?
I'm coming. Wait, let me finish.
Okay.
This is where I'm going. It's a duty of the woman to say, we need the help of a nanny in this house.
Why can't a man think independently that we need?
Because you only ask your husband, this is what I need. It is responsible of the man to make provision for that which you requested for. The woman never requested for a nanny. She feels she can do her things. And secondly, because the child has grown, maybe it's a female child, you feel the child is there to be helpful. That's some women that don't like nanny. When you ask them, I want to bring nanny, they say, not in this house.
So why is the man not arrested alongside?
So why the man is not arrested? Number one, the man is in his way, is out for his normal.
The woman is also out in the market.
The woman went to the market. That child is not too big for that woman to carry to the market.
Why can't the man carry the child to work?
Because the man goes to work.
Because the woman
it is the responsibility of a woman to take care of the family.
It's the responsibility of both parents to take care of children. Children don't come
assuming this issue happen when the father is at home, he has left under his care. But this time, if you want to find out the whole story, maybe the man is at work. So it is the responsibility of the man to say to the police, please, I have known my wife.
Now, in taking the child to the clinic, did you find out that it was the brother of the woman that even took the child, you know, and reported the matter to Mape police station?
It is a brother of the woman, like he said. That's why I say maybe the man present was not around that environment at that moment. Some men, the nature of their job takes them out of the house for some days. Sometimes they work overnight. So sometimes this issue now, there is no way the man comes in this matter. They ask us, is becoming too much. I would need one assistant. I can't be doing it alone. Okay, if you know that the man comes back from work earlier before the night hour, why don't you wait when the man comes? You leave the child under his care. But the problem what happened here is that the issue has already happened.
Sadly.
Yes, it is just to caution her so that another child will come, so that she will not also be negligent with the one that is coming. Secondly, also to let other parents understand the duty, their responsibility when it comes to protecting their little children. Because these children are still infant, they don't have choice, they don't even know what they're doing. So
thank you so much for your insight on that report. That's a very sad one coming from Abuja. We head straight to Bauchi State. Fatima Mohammed, a 28-year-old woman, has been arrested by the Bauchi State Police Command for allegedly strangling her co-wife Hajara Isa to death in their shared home. Police spokesperson Ahmed Wakil confirmed the arrest in a statement on Tuesday, stating that a full investigation is on the way. The case was reported on March 3, 2025 by Saleh Isa, the husband of both women, who raised suspicions about his wife's death. On March 3, 2025, at about noon, one Saleh Isa of Anguwan, Sakuna area, Bauchi, reported the incident, raising suspicions regarding the circumstances surrounding Hajara's passing. Family members have indicated that they believe her co-wife may have a role in the incident, the statement read. The alleged murder occurred on February 28, 2025. Commissioner of Police Anwar Mohammed immediately ordered an investigation, which led to Fatima Mohammed's arrest. During interrogation, she reportedly confessed to strangling Hajara to death. During her questioning, she reportedly admitted to having strangulated her to death. She thereafter attempted to conceal the crime by pouring boiled water on her and burning her body with a melting Bako sack, Wakil stated. The case has now been transferred to the State Criminal Investigation Department for further investigation. The Commissioner of Police has formed a team of homicide detectives to gather evidence, including forensic and scientific tools, to ensure the investigation is thorough. This team is dedicated to conducting a professional, diligent, and timely investigation to uncover the truth and address any uncertainties while ensuring that justice is pursued through a comprehensive approach which may involve exhumation and the use of essential technical and scientific tools, Wakil said. The police command assured the public that justice will be served and that anyone found guilty will face the full weight of the law. Well, what are your thoughts on this report?
Well, it's so painful. When you are every day by day, what we are just getting all over the media is about no good stories. We're just getting such story everywhere. I don't just understand why everybody is at so, I don't know, the level of